Susan Mary Collins is an American author and screenplay writer. She was born in 1962 in Connecticut and spent her childhood in the east of the USA, often moving because of her father's work. She graduated from Indiana University in Performing Arts and Communication and started working professionally in 1991 for the channel Nickelodeon, for which she wrote children's shows. It is, however, only with the series The Hunger Games of 2008 that she achieves international success. Her trilogy was translated in 26 languages and distributed in 40 countries. The stories of her father's military experience and the visits to Vietnam War's battlefields were crucial for Collins. The idea for the Hunger Games came to her while she was casually watching TV one night. She saw a reality show where several young people were competing for a prize of $1 million, together with some videos of the Iraq War. Both these aspects stayed in her mind and helped her creating Katniss' story. However, it is not a completely original story, because a Japanese novel called Battle Royale also inspired the author. It is about 24 young people forced to kill each other who are closed in an arena. The Hunger Games brings into the Western world an extended representation of a post-apocalyptic Japanese society. In Battle Royale, there is a focus on a system to hold off new generations who want to rebel against patriarchal power. In the Hunger Games, there is a focus on possible dictatorial systems with their propaganda and manipulation. The main character, Katniss, lives in the 12th district, or the Common District, of a nation named Panem, reborn from the ashes of North America, which includes 13 districts, governed by Capital City. The nation lived dark days when the districts rebelled. 12 were defeated and the 13th was destroyed. The Treason Treaty gave new rules to assure there would be peace and the dark days could never happen again. As punishment for rebelling every year, each district is obligated to give two competitors, a boy and a girl, called tributes. This way, Capital City ensures its control over the districts, reminding them who is in charge. The author might have been inspired by the Greek myths of Theseus and the Minotaur. The story tells about 7 boys and 7 girls from Athens, sent into the Minotaur dungeon labyrinth every year to be devoured. Fights could have been inspired by Roman gladiator battles in arenas. Out of contemporary words, Collins seemed to have taken only the reality show parts. It seems curious that the book has 24 chapters, as many as the number of tributes and as it is for the Odyssey and Iliad. It is divided into 3 parts that frame crucial plot events: the harvest, the game, and the victory. The plot in the book is simple and linear. The main character's thoughts are expressed in the first person. The first part of the book takes place in District 12, where Katniss one morning awakes from nightmares concerning her sister's loss. The nightmare almost turned to reality. During Harvest Day, her younger sister, Primrose Everdeen, and Pita Mellark are extracted to be tributes. The girl, sure that her sister is going to die in the games, volunteers to take her place. Katniss and Pita live in train for Capital City, together with Effie Trinket, the chaperone of District 12, and Amy Chabernati, winner of the games from 12 years before. Here starts the second part of the book. Once they arrive in town, Katniss and Pita meet the stylist Cinna, who designs for Katniss a dress made of fake flames to impress the public. During the introduction live show, Katniss stays true to herself, while Pita states that he is in love with her, making her angry. In the next scene, the game have started, and Katniss finds herself being alone, and she doesn't understand why Peter allies with the favorite competitors, who are really intended using him to kill her. After a series of adventures, the two achieve, with great effort, to remain the last standing in the games. At this point, Claudius Templesmith announces that only one can stay alive, in opposition to the rule stating there can be 2 winners as long as they are from the same district. When the two both try for suicide, which would leave the games with no winner, Claudius Templesmith stops them and declares them champions. In the last part of the book, Amy tells Katniss that Capital City is angry for what happened in the arena, and suggests her to pretend falling in love with Peeta. In the end, they decide to take the train to go home. The author took part in the writing and drafting of the screen version of her book, so the product conformed to her wishes. There were some differences anyway. The strategists Seneca Crane and President Snow are not in the book. In the movie, a merchant gave Katniss the Mockingjay brooch, and she gave it to Prim to protect her by the harvest. Prim then gives it back to Katniss as a good luck charm before leaving for the games. In the book, is Katniss' friend Madge to pin the brooch on her before she leaves. During the games in the movie, Katniss immediately finds waters and builds a bow, while in the book she almost dies of thirst and takes days to finish these tasks. In the movie, there isn't any sea of the dark glasses like the ones Katniss finds inside the bag in the book. The events in the arena are almost identical. The only exception is the explosion of a mine that leaves Katniss deaf in the left ear. But she is going to recuperate by deafness after the games anyway. The story of the movie ends before the story of the book. The last chapter will be resumed in the next movie. I was always intrigued by this kind of novels. They present to the reader an alternative reality that brings two questions, such as what if the world we live in was like the one in the book? What if it already is? This work has a strong allegorical meaning linked to class struggles, represented through the district system and the huge socio-economic difference there is between the 12th district and capital city. In the first, people die of hunger and are forced to hunt for eating. In the second, they have so much food that people vomit so they can eat again. The theme of real-fake love relationship between the main characters is also extremely interesting. Their feelings appear unhealthy to the public as they are tainted by half-truths and lies, but, especially after the experience inside the games, they appear more powerful and are able to captivate the audience. I was able to appreciate only the cinema version of this work, until recently. Anyway, all these elements made me want to further explore by reading the book version. The book is obviously richer and deeper in details than the movie, with very well-defined characters. Katniss' thoughts, which we can elaborate only through reading, let us better understand her fears, insecurity, decisions, and the attachment to Gale and Peeta. The movie wasn't outdone in any case. It contributed to the enormous success of this saga. The book is capable of always keeping the reader's attention span high, because the author created an original complex world, where there aren't absolute neither positive nor negative characters. A cruel world where there are bizarre-looking citizens full of palettes from Capital City, in opposition to those who fight every day to survive, where even death has to be spectacularized, because it goes on TV. It is a young adult sci-fi novel, but it is not a cliché love story for teenagers or young adults only. There are special characters who can give this world some depth. This saga makes us consider themes such as political games, manipulation of masses, and the feeling of love, from which sprouts a seed of misunderstanding.